Today is Law Day, established in 1958 by Dwight Eisenhower, president. It celebrates the rule of law in America. And lawyers around the country, along with judges, are celebrating Law Day now more than ever because of the lawless president in Donald Trump. I want to talk about Law Day. I'm going to reaffirm my oath and why it's so important. And you already know why the rule of law is important, because you're here on Legal AF. And while you're here, show your commitment to the rule of law, show your commitment to the resistance and to be a foot soldier of the Constitution, and hit the subscribe button as we continue our drive. We also have a new Substack, Legal AF Substack, where you're going to get up-to-the-minute reporting and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Let's get back to Law Day. What is it? I'll be frank. I've been doing this thing called law for more than 35 years. I have not been as devoted to celebrating Law Day as I am right now. When you have a lawless president, when you have one who sees no barrier to his passing laws that are unconstitutional, his flouting the justice system, his being civilly disobedient or almost criminally disobedient to federal judges all the way up to the United States Supreme Court, when he has his own henchman in the form of his press secretary suggest that maybe there'll be an arrest of not only federal judges next, but up to the Supreme Court, while his administration arrests judges for upholding the rule of law, like Hannah Dugan in Milwaukee Circuit Court, a criminal court judge. While he does that, what do we do? What do the lawyers do? As Judge Coffenor said, when he issued the very first temporary restraining order against this particular administration, 5 days after the administration, from his chair in Seattle, Washington, what did he say? He said, well, I don't want people to look back at this moment in history. This is 5 days into the administration, January 25th, and have them say, where were the judges? Where were the lawyers as Donald Trump tried to rip the beating heart of birthright citizenship out of the Constitution? He said, not on my day, not on my watch. We're back to Law Day. Law Day, established in 1958, as I said, by President Eisenhower. It's part of our federal statutes. You want to look it up? I'll put it on my Substack, 36 U.S. Code 113. The purpose of it to reflect on the importance of law in society and to promote a public understanding of legal principles and the justice system. That is the very DNA of what we do here on Legal AF. I couldn't have put it any better. I'll be frank, when we formed Legal AF, the podcast 5 years ago, and Legal AF, the YouTube channel, just before the election, we've always said it almost exactly like that we sit at the intersection of law and politics for people who want to learn more about the role of law in society. When we say politics, we hear society. And the people that are here, the 600,000 plus, the 125 million people who have watched our videos right here on the Legal AF channel, the more than 1 billion people that have watched all of my work for the last 3.5 years, including on the Midas Touch Network, they want to know about and understand our legal principles and our justice system and they know the importance of law in society as it's being trampled by one guy named Donald Trump. So lawyers around the country today join together, whether it's in Foley Square in New York, right? Where there's a demonstration in the courthouses, in those little parks in front of courthouses, in public spaces all across America today on Law Day. We bow our heads, if you will, not to a God in the sky or a God of your creator, but we bow our head to offer whatever we can about to resist this lawless president. We here at Midas Touch Legal AF will never give up. We are independent for a reason. We say it, we wear it like a badge of honor. We're independent. We need your support. You hear us talk about it, to keep the lights on, to keep the content coming, to keep the new contributors coming. Sure. But there's a reason for it too. Because if we're not independent, if we have investors, if we have people that own and control us, they'll cross over that wall that's supposed to exist between the publisher and the editorial side, just like we're seeing in newspapers all across the country. And if they do that, we're dead. Nobody tells me what to say. Not the brothers, and I don't tell them what to say. Nobody knows what I'm going to say until I'm done with my video. I've never, in the entirety of my 5 years associated in a collegiality with the Midas brothers, no one has ever told me, we're not going to post your video because we don't like your point of view. We don't like your tone. We don't like what you're saying. Never. And if they did, that would be the last time I would ever contribute to the Midas Touch Network or Legal AF. That's how strongly we all feel about the need to be independent, especially when it comes to what we're covering. We're not just covering, soccer scores or the latest dance craze on TikTok. We're talking about the rule of law. We're talking about the intersection of law and politics. And so on this Law Day is the day that we must come together in this fellowship that we have created together to not just celebrate the rule of law, but to protect it. We are the foot soldiers to protect our Constitution, which is being used as a doormat by Trump and all those around him, whether they have their JDs and law degrees or not. I assure you, the people in the Trump administration, from the Attorney General Pam Bondi to the number 2, Todd Blanche, to the number 3, Emil Bove, to the number 4, John Sauer in the Department of Justice, to the number 5, Harmeet Dillon in the Civil Rights Division, none of them are going to be renewing their vows, their commitment to the rule of law today the way we are on Legal AF. In fact, I am a member of several bars, 2 state bars and one or several federal bars. But so right now in front of you, I'm going to give and renew my oath, my vow to you on this Law Day. And I want it recorded so that my baby daughter, when she goes back to the tapes, it goes back and watches, what was Daddy doing during the Trump administration? I want her to know what we were doing and what we were doing together and collectively. So here we go. Let me get my oath ready. I know the essence of it, but I haven't committed it to memory. Here we go. I do raise my right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of attorney and counselor at law according to the best of my ability. Let me do Florida, which even goes on. Let me do federal next. One of my federal courts. I, Michael Popok, do solemnly swear that I will conduct myself as an attorney and a counselor of this court uprightly and according to law, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States. And listen to the one I got to take in Florida, because this one goes on for a bit. It's hard to believe, but the Florida bar takes things seriously when it comes to ethics. I, Michael Popok, do solemnly swear I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Florida. I will maintain the respect due to courts of justice and judicial officers. I will not counsel or maintain any suit or proceedings which shall appear to me to be unjust, nor any defense except such as I believe to be honestly debatable under the law of the land. I will employ for the purposes of maintaining the causes confided to me such means only as are consistent with truth and honor, and will never seek to mislead the judge or jury by any artifice or false statement of fact or law. I will maintain the confidence and preserve inviolate the secrets of my clients, and I will accept no compensation in connection with their business except from them or with their knowledge and approval. To opposing parties and their counsel, I pledge fairness, integrity, and civility, not only in court, but also in all written and oral communications. I will abstain from all offensive personality and advance no facts prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness, unless required by justice of the cause with which I am charged. I will never reject, from any consideration personal to myself, the cause of the defenseless or oppressed, or delay anyone's cause for lucre or malice. So help me God. It is important that we continue to build this community of resistance, right? This can't be the side gig. This has to be your main gig right now. And getting information and speaking truth to each other first is important. Speaking truth to power has lost its meaning. It's all the rage to talk about it. It's all the rage to talk about the first 100 days. I have bigger fish to fry. We have bigger constitutional issues to defend. Yes, the American people have soundly rejected Donald Trump, Trumpism, and MAGAism. We're watching it with our very eyes. The economy going into the trash has helped. Donald Trump's lawlessness and abuse of the federal court system, his abuse of federal judges, the threats and fears that they feel every day has helped in that way. I just did an interview with Sidney Blumenthal, who's just joined us here on the Legal AF podcast, or the Legal AF YouTube channel. And he said he's in contact with a number of federal judges and other people who said they fear for their life. It is having an impact, a deleterious impact, just like Donald Trump wanted, on the judiciary. We have to be their foot soldiers and protect them as well. Because if we have lost the rule of law, if it just becomes lip service that we see in United States Supreme Court decisions, well, the rule of law, we're a country of law, not of man. If that becomes lip service, and we don't hold this administration and its principal occupant accountable, along with his henchmen, then we are lost, right? Who's going to judge us? History is going to judge if we did our job, if we held them accountable, if we ran them out on a rail come midterms. And all those people, and all those lawyers for Trump, including the ones who got fined, who lost their bar licenses, who went to jail, who got convicted, and the rest, I assure you, none of them are honoring Law Day the way we're doing right here and defending the rule of law. And I assure you, none of them just took their oath of office again, the way that I just did here on Legal AF in front of you. I'm Michael Popok. I'm here for you. I'm here for justice. I'm here to defend the Constitution against Donald Trump. That's it, plain and simple. Till my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event, by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states, and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.